Hi everyone, welcome to my February, are we February? Yes, February completed pages video. Yeah, let's go through it. I probably will post it as usual on a weekend because that's when I've got time to post it, which means that February hasn't probably ended yet, but yeah, the only time I've got really to do anything is weekends, so here we are. Right, so let's start maybe with a couple of still wintry pages rather. To be honest, in UK it's like really nice and sunny and kind of springy now, but I managed to squeeze in 2 more wintry pages, which I have to say, I love winter. I love winter. I know, probably unpopular opinion, but I love winter. Okay, so I've done a page in the North Pole elves because I didn't manage to do any in December or January, so I managed to squeeze one in. I've done this little cutie elf with a little bit of sparkling snow, yeah, that's snowflakes, yeah, very cute. So I've got him. Let me just make some space where to put the books away. And also I managed to do one in here, which is a Christmas book, which I got as a gift for Christmas. And this is Chartwell Books, and I have managed to do this one. I think it's really cute. There is some little bit of silver kind of squiggles on it, so you might be able to see. Very cute book. So yeah, managed to color in that one. And then I've got this little book, and I've done the Aquarius, and she's so freaking cute. She's so cute. I really like the images in this book. So cute. Yeah, really happy with her too. Actually was quite quick because it is a grayscale book, so you don't have to. I've done a little bit of shading, but not nearly as much as I would do in line art books. And it is alcohol marker based, and the background is soft pastel. Yeah, really like her. And then I've got some Valentine's Day coloring. This is a new book. I really like this one. There's few kind of Halloween, well, I'm talking about Valentine's Day books that I like from Deborah Miller, but I got 2. I've got the new one, which I haven't colored yet, and this one because I like this one as well. And I've done this little cutie. Again, really happy with how that turned out. I put some kind of gold, I think it was gold ink actually, I put on the face of that moon, and that's because I messed up that part. So it was a happy accident, so I wanted to cover that mess in here. I just basically was blending 2 different yellow pens, because alcohol markers rather, because I wanted to do the darker patches, and like in here, that's kind of how it should look like. That's how I wanted it to look like, but I grabbed completely wrong marker in here and it just made a mess. So, and because it was much darker, it was difficult to cover. So yeah, little bit of a mess, but still happy with it. And this shiny stuff on the clouds is that Mica Magic powders, which again I like very much. So yeah, happy accident with that, but I actually quite like it. So yeah, so I've done that one. More Valentine's Day coloring. I've done this. It's just a quick kind of, again, alcohol marker job in the Darius Akirsoy book. what I was trying to do, I don't know if actually you'll be able to tell, but what I was trying to do is to do the guy's hair going from darker to lighter and kind of melting almost into her hair and then going dark again that way. So that was the idea. I don't know about the execution of the idea, but, but that was the idea. And I added the moon because it kind of felt a little bit empty. But I just couldn't be bothered to do like any more elaborate background, so I just added the moon, and actually I'm happy with how it is. As you might know, if you ever watched more than one completed pages, I'm not a huge fan of doing backgrounds. Yeah, not my favorite. So then I've got Heart Mandalas, Creative Haven book by Martin Noble, and I've done 2 in here. I've done this one, which I'm really happy with. I love those mandalas. I might do another one actually. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I love this mandalas. So I've done this one, and yeah, really happy with how this one turned out. It just has quite limited palette really, because it's all of those squiggles are gold gel pen and the rest is markers really, and it's like 2 shades of gray and red and yellow, and that's it pretty much. Yeah, really love it. And then I've done the very first one, which I did for Amanda Colors palette challenge. So this was the colorway that was on the palette for February, which is actually really, I really love that that color palette. I might use it again. So yeah, I've done 2 in here, and I might actually do some more, because some of them have like really lovely flowers. I like this one, for example. And I feel kind of springy right now. I kind of want to color flowers. So, oh, this one's got flowers. This one's got loads. That's probably, yeah, no, that's flowers, yeah. So yeah, there are quite a few. There's another one which, oh, this one's got loads. They've got roses. So yeah, so actually, I think they're quite good for spring as well. Love, love, love this book. Absolutely. Oh, this one's, maybe this one. So yeah, I've done 2 in Heart Mandalas. Lovely book. Right, so that's for my... No, that's not for my Valentine. Actually, Valentine's Day is... There's one more. I finally got to my Weird Couple book. And I've done... Is it the very first page? Yeah, I mean, not counting this one. But yeah, so I've done the page in Weird Couple book, and again quite happy. I was going kind of for like a vintage feel in terms of colors, of course, and I'm kind of happy with how that turned out. Again, I use a silver gel pen. I love silver gel pen on everything, everywhere. So yeah, so that's where the kind of little bit of shine and reflex coming from. But yeah, I was going for kind of vintage looking color, so I use kind of blue and pink, but they like yeah, more muted pink and blue. Again, really happy with how that turned out. Lovely book. And that is now, I think, all my Valentine's Day coloring, I think. And then I colored in this book, which I had for a while, but kind of never got to it yet, because I found a very cute page for Sally from Middle-Aged Geek Girl, and her challenge, her hashtag for still this month, so February, was ancient Egypt and mummies, and I found this little cute page, and I thought that'd be perfect for that. So those are little mummy possums. Really enjoyed coloring them. I think they are adorable, absolutely adorable. So that came in handy for the prompt. Yeah, and I've done also one page in Annie Wahlqvist book 2, coloring book 2. This is the second installment, if you like, in the In Focus series, where on my channel, where there are featuring kind of less known or new or less known or underappreciated artists. So in February, that was Annie Wahlqvist. So I always try to also color in the books of the artists that I featured in the series. So I've done one in here. Lovely books. So if you want to have Annie's got 2 books out, and I encourage you to watch the series if you like to know more. I think she's absolutely fantastic artist. Where is it? Here it is. So I've done this little page, which I kind of did like little Red Riding Hood kind of in the forest with neon bright, those little creatures, whether they are little, I don't know what they are, but little ghosts or something, but yeah, they kind of neon bright. I wanted to, I've got like 4 neon markers that I've never used, and I wanted to see how they're gonna look, and this is how they look. Neon, as the name suggests. So yes, I've done this one. There are some really, really cute pictures in pages in this book. I was kind of planning initially to do this one because that's a kind of more wintry, excuse me, but then by the time I got to it, it was like really nice and warm and sunny, and I didn't feel like coloring snow again. So I love this one. Yeah, so yeah, have a look at Annie's books, because I think they're well worth it. I also colored in my newest Cocowire book because, again, kind of felt like more dragons in my life. And I've done this one, which is Arctic Dragon. And I really like how he turned out. Really love him. Again, used silver gel pen, which you can probably see. And also a little bit of glitter watercolor on the snowflakes. And really happy with how the dragon turned out. Yeah, good book as well. More zodiac signs. As you know, I've got, I think, 12 books, zodiac books, that I showed, I think, at the beginning of the year, that I will focus on throughout the year, coloring in them. So that was the Astro Kawaii one, was the one of them that we've seen before, and this is another one, which is by Ollie Colors, and I've done Aquarius. I really like the one with her kind of pouring water over her head. It's quite funny. Again, this is a very cute book. Really lovely, slightly grayscaled pages. Grayscale is not very dark, which is great actually, because it's not. I don't like it when it's too dark, but this is kind of just right. So yeah, lovely book. So Aquarius, I might do another one in this book this month. We'll see. So I've done this one. And then I've got a couple of fairies for Jamie's Colouring Love hashtag on Instagram, which is Enchanting Year of Colour. So I picked up Fairies Compendium, and I've done something that took me ages to do. Where are you? I only done one in here, so here we go. So this is by Lindsay Archer. Fairy by Lindsay Archer, and this is very pink, but I've done the whole flower. I've done in pencil, which took, oh my gosh, took pretty much a weekend to to do for me. But I'm really, really happy how this one turned out. And her, I don't know if you can tell, maybe you can tell, her wings got a little bit of this Spectrum Noir glitter pen on it, which just looks, I mean, I can see it, but I'm not sure if you can see on our camera because I've got a very small viewfinder, I can't really tell. But yeah, really, I enjoy this immensely, and I love the illustration, but oh my god, that took time. So yeah, that was one of two of my most labor-intensive coloring this month. I also finally got something done in my Korean books, and I picked up this one, which has forest fairies, and I've done this page. So you've got the kind of picture example, if you like. Here you can follow the colorway. I didn't really follow the colorway completely, so I followed some bits because, you know, I like the red berries thing, and also I thought her hair would be nice in this color as opposed to this little girl. And I'm happy how it turned out, but oh my gosh, this paper is very thick, very good paper, but oh, it doesn't like water media, it doesn't. I mean, if you're using the like watercolor, metallic watercolor, for example, I didn't really use in here, but I think it'd be absolutely fine because the watercolor, metallic watercolor, you just kind of paint on, if you like. So that's going to be absolutely fine. But I was trying to use watercolor pencils, and that was a struggle. Basically, you can't, if you put the pencil down and then use the water brush, it just, it doesn't, the pencil doesn't really move, so it doesn't spread really nicely. And if you try to more than kind of move over it more than once, the paper is peeling straight away, so it does not like water media at all. So I'll be mindful next time, but I'm happy how this one turned out. Really happy with it, and I'm happy that I actually done something. You know, this type of book can easily, I think, intimidate, but I was just thinking, oh well, you know, if I mess it out, then that's fine, but I'm happy with it. So very cute. And that's my other fairy for Jamie's tag. Actually, I haven't posted it yet to the tag, to the Instagram, so I have to do that. Lovely book, Forest Fairies. Flip through on the channel if you want to see. And the last two, I've got my two mythographic books. So Cosmic Spirit, I started at the very end of January, I think, but I haven't finished for my January completed pages, so I finished now. And again, I've done Aquarius, and it has crap loads of watercolor paints on it. I mean, I have to say, there was one point that I thought, oh, I think I overdid it, the watercolor is too much, but actually I like it the way it is, because there was a lot of those, you know, splashy things, and I actually, there was more, I think, in here, which some of them I painted over because I felt like that was like way too much for me to color, basically. So laziness was the reason, not that I don't appreciate the artist's vision. It was pure laziness because I thought, oh, these little bits in here, I'm just gonna paint them over because, yeah. I left kind of the bigger ones. And then I kind of didn't know what to do with them, and I wanted them slightly different color, and I decided to do them in two different tones of metallic watercolor. And the rest is done just in pencil. So the clouds, the flowers, this well, pot, vase, whatever that is, and the person. are done in pencils, and so it's mostly pencils and watercolors really. And I really spent time on those, was it Sterlitzia flowers? Really was trying to do them realistically. Kind of was a pain to do, but it's, yeah, I like it. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Was a bit of work, but not as much as the next one, I have to say, because I use I think that's Inktense rather, Inktense or Graphitint, one of those, the water. A lot of obviously metallic watercolor, so the pencil bits are not like huge amount, because those usually take most time for me. I'm not very fast with that. So yeah, so that was Cosmic Spirit. And for Ashley's tag for Mythographic of the Month Club, the February one was Magical Earth. So I've done my second now page in there, and I've done this one, and that took an absolute age. So everything in here, apart from this background, this green background, which is acrylic pen, everything else is polychromos, and obviously white jelly roll for those little bubbles, but really just bubbles. Everything else is polychromos, and that took, again, pretty much I spent the entire weekend on it. I wanted to keep it to limited palette, so I kind of managed to keep that to limited palette, a little bit less in here, because, yeah, just because, I suppose. And I spent way too much time on that fish. Put even some green on the fish from like in places, I don't know if you can tell, but spent a lot of time on that fish. And I got questions whether those bits were done with fine liners. No, they were done with pencils, with polychromos. I absolutely love how polychromos work on the mythographic paper. I mean, you can layer them literally to infinity and beyond. They layer and layer and layer and layer more. So all of that was done with polychromos as well. No fine liners or markers or anything used in this one. That could have been a little bit darker, but still happy with it. And I was, you know, it took so much time that I was at the point, like, it's like, yeah, I'm not touching any more of that. I'm done. So yeah, so that's my last one. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoy this little collection of pages, and I hope that maybe you have a favorite. Which one's your favorite? Now, I'm asking for trouble, because people are going to say it's going to be one of the ones that take most time, isn't it? It always is. All right. No more talking. See you guys soon. Bye.